What's going on, everybody? It is your boy here, Controversy. And today, guys, I'm going to be reviewing the newest project by Florida rapper Alexander. This is his third album called Halo Boy. He actually dropped this album last month on January 19th. So, yeah, man, he literally just dropped this project. And Alexander is a dude that I met through Instagram. He's like, I think he's been following me for a while now, but I didn't exactly know who he was until he started promoting this album, and I was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna review this project because, like I said, man, it's always cool, to review music from other artists, man. I'm always asking for that. But yeah, man, Halo Boy, let's get to it. All right, so the first track is Pray slash Church. The whole entire vibe to this track, like I really like the production of it. The beat was kind of like a futuristic space type of feel. Like it made me feel like I was in space. I thought it was quite sounding. I thought it like sounded quite greatly. And it starts off with this sample, just basically this automated voice welcoming you to the album, welcome to the Halo Boy experience. But the whole main theme of this track is basically just Alexander reflecting on his surroundings, his environment. He feels that life is hard, but working is easy. He also feels that, he's at home. I mean, he likes where he's at. He likes the place he lives at. He just feels satisfied with his life, man. But there's a part of him that wants God in his life, because the whole theme of this album is just kind of he feels like he needs to be protected by a guardian angel. That's why there's like a halo in the album, to signify the angel. The whole theme of it is just he feels that he needs to be protected by an angel. But for this song specifically, it just talks about he feels like he needs to pray, that he's sinning a lot. His immoral behavior is getting to him. He feels like he needs to pray um to just take his sins away. Also feels like he needs to go to church. He feels like he needs to do something with his life, spend his life doing things that are going to help him, like church. He feels like he essentially wants to feel spiritually balanced. He wants to feel like he just wants to feel stable, spiritually stable with himself. But yeah, man, overall, man, I thought this was a pretty good track. I quite enjoyed listening to it. I just love the great production, and I love how Alexander can keep a really great, consistent flow. And also contains a sample right in the middle that changes the beat. And I thought the beat switch was kind of cool. It's honestly just quite unique. And I always say this, I feel like it's always cool to just hear artists rap over beats that switch like that. It's always cool to have like beats, that just switch. Yeah, it's quite amazing. But I feel like one thing that you got to work on, Alexander, and it's just something. It's honestly just an error that kept coming up in your music. I feel like you need to work more on your pronunciation. There was just times when you were just rapping, and I honestly had no idea what you were saying. But yeah, I mean, overall, Pray slash Church was a good track. Next up, we have Higher Man. And I honestly, this has to be my favorite track off the album because I just love the production. I mean, it's a hard hitting boom bap beat with a unique 70s disco sound. I thought it was quite amazing. This has to be my favorite track off the album. But the main theme of it is just basically, Alexander just gonna keep on, focusing on himself, just living his life. And I love the bars. I really like the bars on this song. He's like, we would run up on your girl like it's a track meet. Oh my god, I thought that was really clever. Great bars. And he basically just focused on himself, man. He also talks about drug dealers. That there's drug dealers where he's at or in his environment, but he focuses on himself. He doesn't focus on them. Much respect, man. Just focus on yourself, man. Don't let your environment or people get the better of you, man. And in this song, we kind of get a little bit of his love interest. I mean, he talks about a girl, so we kind of do get a scope of his love interest, essentially a girl he could be in love with, but he doesn't really talk about it that much. We do just get a little bit of a piece of information of it. And yeah, man, the whole song is just basically about him, just grinding to reach mainstream status, just trying to be like every other artist, just trying to get famous and just trying to focus on himself, not letting his environment or people get the better of him. Overall, I thought the song was great. It's my favorite song off the album. Like I said, great bars, amazing flow. It's super catchy. I also just love the beat switches. It seems that higher is like praise slash church. The beat switches are really great. Yeah, man. But one thing I didn't like about this song, and obviously it's the pronunciation, but like there's a part like right when the song's about to end, we kind of see a little snippet of Alexander talking about the song, saying how long it took him to make it, and I that kind of caught me off guard because it's like, I mean, what does that have anything to do with the concept of the album? Because the whole concept of the album is just basically um Alexander feeling like he needs a guardian angel in his life. He feels like he needs to be religiously protected from evil. So what is that? So what is you? I don't know. I just feel like that snippet was unnecessary, Alexander. I just feel like maybe like I mean, I thought it was good information, but I feel like that type of information of how long it took you to write that song, I feel like that would be better expressed through like a text message. I just feel like you kind of adding that to the song, I don't know. I just feel like it's completely just irrelevant to the concept. It just kind of threw me off. Like I mean, what does that have anything to do with like what is you saying like how long you took to write this track? What does that have anything to do with like the whole concept of the album? But overall, man, I thought it was a great song. Next up, we have Black Sheep, man. This features a chill lo-fi beat with some piano and some drums. And basically the whole theme of this song, I mean, I don't gotta really explain it that much. He basically feels like he stands out. He feels like he doesn't fit in and with maybe his group of friends or, his his city. He feels like he doesn't fit in. Um, and he also feels like, he has to work hard to where he's at right now. And I mean, yeah, man. I mean, you have like 116,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I think that's really great. Much respect to you. I can tell you definitely have to work hard. Yeah, but one thing I like about this song is just again the amazing bars. He one bar that I liked is he said that I'm flyer than a kite. So I thought that was great. Amazing flow switch. I can tell that Alexander is not only a really great rapper, but he's also a really great singer as well. Like I always, there was songs where he honestly transcended from the original, from from he basically transcended from just traditional rapping and switched it up. And he also, was singing. There was tracks that really kind of provided an amazing weekend feel. They kind of reminded me of the weekend. So I can tell that he's an artist that's really good at singing. He's really good at switching up his flow, which I can quite appreciate. I feel like I feel like there's times because there's times when I get tired of listening to an artist with the same flow. So I always can appreciate an artist switching up the flow. That's great. But yeah, overall, man, good track. I liked it. Next up, we have Changes, man. So the Changes, the beat to this one features a trap beat mixed in with a futuristic sound. And this is the song where he's kind of like singing, I would say. And to be honest, I enjoyed the singing. It was absolutely amazing. Like, wow, and when he was singing, it reminded me of like the weekend, I can tell that Alexander is probably heavily influenced by the weekend because I got a really big the weekend vibe listening to this song. But yeah, the main theme of this is he's this song is where we kind of do get a more better introduction of his love interest. He kind of did mention a girl in the song Higher. He started talking about a love interest, but we didn't really get in depth to what that love interest is. But in this song Changes, we kind of do get a open scope of Alexander's love interest, a girl he's interested in. And basically, he loves the girl. He wants to love her, but the girl's with another guy. But he doesn't care. He's gonna prove himself until he can earn her love. And how he's basically changing for her, because obviously with the song Pray slash Church, I can tell that Alexander felt really guilty about himself. He felt that there was a lot of evil around him. He felt that he was sinning. He was committing a lot of vices, and that's why he felt like he needed to pray. He needed to go to church. He needed to feel religiously stable. He needed to feel balanced. He needed a guardian angel in his life. Again, that's the whole concept of the album. He just feels like he needs to be spiritually protected. And I feel like the girl might have been disgusted at that. He might have been disgusted at his personality, his ways, his immoral life, if you would like to call it that. But yeah, man, overall, this great singing. I really did like the strong The Weekend influence, amazing flow. But again, there's just that one issue I had with Alexander pronunciation that keeps coming up in a lot of these tracks. I feel like he needs to work a lot more on that. But overall, great track. Next up, we have Saturday, which this is actually one of the. This is actually a song on Spotify that's being streamed a lot, and I can tell why. It features a hard trap beat with some piano. Overall the production to this album is some trap with some boom bap and some R&B. The main theme of this is basically it's just basically again the same thing as Higher. He basically just focuses on himself. He doesn't focus on anybody else, and it basically kind of just I would say this song just shows how lyrical Alexander really is as an MC. He basically um he he says that he wants to come into the game going 100%. He wants to come into the rap game, or the mainstream giving 100% effort, and he says that he'll basically kill and or annihilate any whack ass rapper that tries to, compete with him. And I can always appreciate that. And I feel like this track really just brings out the competitive spirit in Alexander. I can tell that this track definitely proves that he's not a rapper to be played with. Like if you play with his name, or if you play with his skills, he will lyrically destroy you, and I don't doubt it. I mean, I feel like this track really just brings out the lyricism in him. Yeah, but obviously, man, amazing flow, and I just loved the message of the track. I loved the message of it, and I thought it was a really impactful track. Next up, we have the sixth track, Faded. This one features a hard boom bap with some drums, and I'm honestly a really big fan of boom bap beats. And also some neo soul. I also heard, some neo soul in there. The main theme of this song, it's basically like a reflection track. We kind of just it's honestly 1 minute and like 43 seconds, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. But it's basically a track where he's just reflecting, he's reflecting on what he did on New Year's Eve. He's reflecting on essentially all the bad times he had, the bad experiences he's gone through in his life, just all the bad times he had. And he feels like there was times when he needed, and those were times when he needed to feel stable. He needed to look for peace. He wasn't really at peace with himself. He was really just emotionally unstable. And this song kind of reminds me of, again, Pray Slash Church, because in Pray Slash Church, the first track, it kind of just sees him. We kind of get a really sort of grim introduction of Alexander. I can tell that he's a dude that definitely is guilty over the immoral behavior he's committed, and he definitely felt like he needed God in his life, man. He just needed to feel that balance in his life, and he feels that every time he wins, that there's always going to be more obstacles to come. And that's facts, man. I can definitely relate to that. There's times when I feel like I'm winning, but once I win, there's always something you know, that's always got to just stand there right in front of me. There's always another obstacle I have to face and overcome. But yeah, man. Overall, man, the song was amazing flow. Alexander's a rapper who really can keep a great consistent flow through all the tracks, and I honestly can appreciate that. And the pronunciation was actually a lot better in this one. The pronunciation was more clear. I actually understood what he was saying this time, so I appreciated that. The next track is it's called Glitter. This is basically an interlude. This is like the intro to the eighth track, which is Glitter. And that's why it's called Glitter Interlude. It's basically a hard boom bap beat. I said beep. It's a hard boom bap beat, and it ends with a sample. It basically it's like this automated voice saying that a halo is something significant, because like a halo shows that an angel is ascending, and and I really like this sample because the automated voice says something that kind of really hit me. Basically, it said that nothing is promised, especially your life, and that's facts, man. Like your life is definitely not promised. Well, nothing in this world is promised, because you could literally you're alive today, but tomorrow, or in a matter of weeks or months, you could be dead. Like an accident can happen, and tomorrow isn't promised, man. Anything could happen. Anything could happen is basically. And then we have the eighth track, Glitter. This is basically a bass boosted type of beat. The main theme of it is basically, it's honestly similar to the song Changes. Again, we kind of see Alexander reflecting on his love interest. And what I'm really starting to get at here is because most of these songs we kind of Alexander is just mostly like reflecting on his environment, just on where he's at. He also reflects on himself, and he feels that sometimes his immoral behavior can get the better of him. He feels that he commits a lot of vices, and I feel like one thing that definitely keeps him sane or emotionally calm, I would say, is this girl that he keeps like talking about, his love interest, essentially. And in times when he feels sad, she's there to just make him feel better. But one thing that I really just have to give props on for Alexander is that I just like how positive this dude is. I can tell that he's a dude that's quite positive. This song kind of brought it out. He basically said, always stay positive, even in hard times, and that's facts, man. I feel like positivity is something that a lot of us don't do sometimes. Like sometimes it's hard to be positive, man. But I can tell that Alexander's a dude who always stays positive, always focuses on the good side of things, and I can tell. I mean, you know, definitely like throughout this album, he's just focusing on himself. He's focusing on his career, his road. He's not letting his environment, these drug dealers or shooters or any of these bad influences get the better of him. And I honestly respect that. And the ninth track, man, which is the last track off this album, we have Memories. The beat in this one is an upbeat trap beat. The main theme of it is it just basically, this song is basically just him feeling like there's nothing to worry about. He feels his mind, he feels clear. He feels like there's nothing to worry about. It's quite a flip side to the first track, which in the first track he felt emotionally unstable. He felt like his vices, his immoral behavior was getting the better of him. This track is like a flip side to that. In this track he feels stable. He feels like he's good now. He feels like the angel his guardian angel finally came upon him. He feels protected. And he basically feels that there's no more old him. He can't focus on the past. He feels he has a lot of hopes and is quite hopeful for the future. He has a lot of goals for himself in the future, and he hopes to one day not live in fear. He doesn't want to be fearful anymore, I guess, of what's to come. And I can tell that Alexander's also a pretty calm dude. I mean, I can tell that he's not really a dude that is about the fast life. It's basically the old saying, "Live fast, die young." He's not about that life. I can tell he's quite a calm dude who just looks for the good in life, and I respect that, man. And then right when the song's about to end, we kind of get this sample. And according to what Alexander told me, he basically told me that the last song there's this sample, and that this sample is gonna lead on to the next album. And I can quite tell because the sample basically talks about how there's times that stress will get to you, um, and no matter how much you want to change, you can never take that stress away. It's just hard, and for real. And the sample basically, he told me that Alexander told me that the sample will lead on to the next album, and I was like, yeah. And basically, the automated voice says that you thought that this album was over. Well, it's not. This album really has no ending. So yeah, this basically is gonna lead on to the next album. But yeah, man. Overall, man, I thought this album was great. I thought it was a pretty decent project. I honestly just enjoyed listening to it. Alexander is such a talented artist. Um, Much props for his amazing lyricism. The production was absolutely amazing. A mix of boom bap with some hard drums, some neo soul, some R&B. Honestly, just had a bit of everything, which I quite enjoyed. It's always good to listen to a project with a lot of variety in production. Alexander is a very talented artist. He can not only rap, but he can sing very well. So much props on that. Overall, man, I really did like this project. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was great. Amazing storytelling on Alexander's part. Amazing flow. Amazing singing. Amazing. Every track was honestly just significant. Great concept. Um, Honestly, I just love the concept of him wanting like a guardian angel to protect him. You know, some basically a spiritual figure like that to come down and just save him from all of his vices and cleanse him of his immoral behavior. Yeah, man. Overall, man, a great album, great concept. 8 out of 10. And yeah, man, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Link in the description for you guys to listen to the album, man. And yeah, comment down below what other review you guys want me to do next. And I'll see you guys on the next video.